Welcome to the Leaders in Payments podcast, where we talk to C-level leaders from across the payments landscape. We'll be discussing the products and services that impact the payment space today, as well as trends and predictions for the future of payments. We will also hear stories from our guests about their journeys to the top.
Hey everyone, this is your host Greg Myers, and on today's Pulse of Payments episode, I'm going to be talking with Petr Kozyakov, the CEO and co-founder of Mercuryo. The topic for today's episode is crypto payments, or better said, accepting cryptocurrency as a method of payment. Every day, there are articles being written about Bitcoin, Stablecoin, and other cryptocurrencies, but typically that is related to buying and holding these cryptocurrencies with the hope that the price will go up. But what I'm more interested in is understanding more about cryptocurrencies as a method of payment. Mercuryo was built to bridge the gap between fiat and crypto. Petr and I discuss the advantages and disadvantages of accepting cryptocurrencies. We talk about the consumer demand to pay with cryptocurrencies, as well as the global regulatory environment and much, much more. If you're interested in learning more about crypto, this is the episode to listen to. So let's jump right in. Hi, Petr. Thank you for being here, and welcome to the Leaders in Payments podcast, and more specifically, this Pulse of Payments edition, where we're going to focus on one of the hottest topics in payments, cryptocurrency. So, Petr, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me, and it's really a pleasure to be here.
Okay, well, before we talk about cryptocurrency, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your personal background and a little bit about your professional career as well.
There is nothing extraordinary about my first year. So I've touched fintech at the third year at university. Actually, there was one more interesting thing at university. I met my co-founder, Greg. So he also studied with me. And then the first company was a marketplace, which was building marketplace for investment products. And it was quite a new thing, but unfortunately, it wasn't successful. And then I moved to payments, and I was in one of the first IPSPs in Russia. So just fifth or sixth member there. And there was some more IPSPs. I was in PayU, local offices for Russia and CIS region. Then me and my co-founder started the business, which we called WinPay, and it was a cross-border payment solution. And actually, that was a quite successful business. So in the best periods, we had more than 100 million euro in volumes per month. So the business was quite successful. And finally, 3 years ago, we started Mercuryo, and nearly at this time, I've left WinPay and gave all my life to Mercuryo.
Okay, and can you tell the audience what Mercuryo does?
Before I start, I want to share with you a few ideas.
Sure.
First thing is that we actually don't believe that crypto is about being the price of Bitcoin or the price of Ethereum. So not about these fluctuations and speculatory interest. We believe that strategically crypto is here for making cross-border payments, settlements between the parties, making some interest on your savings. So this is the real mission of crypto. And on the other side, even we really love crypto, but we don't believe that crypto would replace fiat. There would be two worlds where is crypto and fiat are in your wallet or banking app. And Mercuryo is here to build bridge between these two worlds. And actually, this is what we're building here. We decided to build it step by step. The first we started with, as we call it, on-ramps, a solution to buy crypto with your bank card and receive this crypto immediately to your crypto wallet. We have the solution for off-ramps, when you can sell crypto and get paid to any Visa or MasterCard. We launched the solution for regulated crypto companies, which is a checkout solution, something like ADN or Stripe do. We have the same solution for payouts, and just few months ago, we started to open bank accounts to crypto companies. This is what we already have done. And, this is the first part of, as I call it, chapters, our roadmap. So in chapter 1, we are building the infrastructure for crypto companies. There are quite a lot of businesses already existing, already big business, and already a lot of emerging businesses who need the solution to link their crypto service with fiat. So on the few more things we have, there is a solution, as we call it, crypto SaaS. This solution for banks, fintechs, and other fiat services who have heard about crypto but actually don't know how to deal with it. And here's our solution, which helps them to enable crypto for their customers in just few technical integrations. So actually the integration is one, and the time to market for our partners would be something like 1 or 2 months. And on the final stage, which we believe is a strategical point for us and where we are moving in line with crypto adoption, is using crypto in services that actually don't know anything about crypto, and they are not considered to use crypto for something. These services just want to have their payments done fast and easy. So there are 2 services that we decided to do at the moment. We think that there might be more services in the future, but at the moment, the service for cross-border payments, in which our clients would be able to open full-fledged bank account, but also with crypto inside, and execute payments not only in fiat, but also in crypto. So, for example, use case for small advertising agency in Europe, they can receive, for example, 10,000 euro to their bank account, and then immediately convert it to some stable coin, for example, USDC, and make a payment for 5,000 USD, for example, to Latin America. And this payment would be done really fast, cheap. And here's the real magic of crypto. The counterparty would receive the payment really immediately. And actually the payment can be done at night or at weekends. So the point where crypto is really used to make traditional financial system is better. The second point here is, for example, settlements between the parties. We like the example of Airbnb, where they have to settle to a lot of counterparties all over the world. The moment it is done through Swift payments or some other options, but these payments are not online, and actually they cost quite a few. And with the help of crypto, these settlements can be done immediately. And then the counterparties, landlords, would be able to use this crypto using Mercuryo services, for example, with the Mercuryo crypto card or Mercuryo payout solution, where they can withdraw crypto to a network of local payment methods, or just store crypto and use it wherever they want. To make the long story short, we are linking the crypto and fiat worlds, and starting from usual things with providing infrastructure for crypto companies, then enabling crypto for more companies like fintech and banks, and finally moving there where crypto is not supposed to be, but it can be as a great instrument to make payments faster, cheaper, and online.
Do you think most of your business is going to come from business to business, cross-border transactions, or consumer to business, or just going to be a combination of both?
We are a B2B company, so we are serving businesses, but as it is called, B2B2C. So our businesses interact with their customers, with individuals. And what we see, the main point at the moment, that individuals use crypto for investments, and only a small part at the moment of crypto is used for cross-border payments. But this would be changed, I guess, in the nearest future. So the main focus is that individual users buy crypto to store their funds, not only invest in some new coins waiting for 10x or 50x. But just buy USDC or DAI and earn some interest through staking services. For example, in Europe, where you have a negative interest rate, so you have to pay for your money on the bank account, the opportunity to buy crypto in stablecoin, so where do you not face the fluctuations of crypto and earn some positive interest, this is a great option.
Yeah, and I think that's what most people are familiar with, right? Buying it as an investment, holding it, selling it in the future, or getting interest on what you've bought. And I think, where our audience, what they're probably most interested in is sort of the trend of how businesses accept, cryptocurrencies as payments. So thinking about on a global scale today, so August the 17th of 2021, how easy is it for a business to accept crypto payments?
Well, I would say that there are tools on the market that helps you to receive payments in crypto. So there are quite a number of services who provide you with such solution. There are some difficulties that even if you as a merchant don't touch crypto, everything is done on your partner side. Your current bank provider would ask, where from do you get money? And if you point out that you are using a service who accepts crypto for you, that can cause a ban for your account at the moment. There is an issue for merchants to then receive money from users who are paying in crypto. This is the first point. On the other side, though there are services who provide you with as in Mercuryo we call it crypto in solution, and also crypto out when you accept crypto as a form of payment. The number of users who are paying at the moment, it is really not large. So we see that a lot of merchants are starting to accept payments in crypto. Actually, a lot of merchants who are selling goods online, not only digital services, so in donation services and other digital services, crypto is already not big but significant part of payment volumes. Actually, if you compare to bank card or bank transfers, crypto is still small part of them. But the good thing here is that this proportion is changing and crypto payments is growing.
Okay, and you talked earlier, and you feel like the world will always have, the MasterCard, Visa, fiats of the world, and crypto. There won't be, 20 years from now, everything won't be crypto. You feel pretty certain it'll always be both.
Yeah, I would say that crypto, so I definitely believe that in 3, 5, or 10 years, crypto would be more interesting instrument to make a purchase somewhere, to transfer money, to use it as a service for staking or something like this. But actually, we are not waiting for those things that every fiat payment would move to crypto. So, and there still would be central banks who issue their currencies. Even though there are several things about CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, but in 10 or 20 years, they would not replace their money with crypto. And but for payments in merchants, crypto would be really more interesting thing. And I'll tell you why. The point here is that for a merchant, when merchant can accept crypto, they receive this payment immediately. So when the payment through crypto is done, the real money is on your payment provider's account in the moment. So it is not like as in Visa or MasterCard network where you have to wait the second or the third day to receive payment, real money on your account. So with crypto, you receive this crypto immediately. And with merging of solutions where you have bank account and crypto account in one place, That means that you would be able to use this crypto immediately after you receive the payment.
Okay, so obviously that's a huge advantage. What are the other advantages of accepting crypto payments?
Second thing I would mention is that at the moment, crypto is really global. This what really drives crypto payment solution at the moment is that you can start your crypto checkout and receive payments all over the world. So at the moment, if you're accepting payments in fiat, you have to make a solution for Visa and MasterCard, for Amex, for China Union Pay. Then you should add some local payment methods, bank transfers in different countries, mobile payments, for example, in some African countries, e-wallets. And with crypto, you actually receive this same crypto. And this same crypto is all over the world. So in Indonesia, in Africa, in Latin America, Bitcoin is the most popular, but stable coins are definitely growing and some new currencies are going there. So crypto is a really global solution, and that's a big advantage to receive crypto at the moment.
Okay. So we've talked about advantages. What are the challenges or disadvantages of a merchant accepting crypto today?
I mentioned this point previously. So, in the usual banking system, banks or payment providers, they don't like crypto. For compliance, for those who work with transaction monitoring, the new thing, such a new thing as crypto, is really something frightening. And, the easiest thing when you don't know how to deal with something is to ban it. And that's why we face it actually a lot in our business. So it is easier for banks to not to work with crypto, to put in their politics that no crypto, no payments linked to crypto, even the payments if they are coming in fiat, but if they originate from crypto, no such payment, etc. And at the moment, we really see it when we communicate with some merchants. We really like the solution. We are accepting payments, and we believe that it would grow. But it is really hard for us to receive these payments with the settlements from you to our bank account. Because our bank partner just said, well, receive payments through Visa and MasterCard, no crypto. That's the case. And Mercuryo, actually, in Mercuryo, one of the ideas that in future we should help such merchants not only to accept crypto as a payment method, but also to convert it to fiat and provide these merchants with a tool to transact in fiat after the conversion from crypto. And there is a great opportunity here, and we believe in it. So the second point with difficulties is that the payments in crypto actually are not online at the moment. So if you're paying in BTC or Ethereum, it takes some time. And if the network is busy at the moment, it can take you several hours. Sometimes it is a rare thing, but for example, it can take you half a day or 1 day to receive payment. And in these times when the network is busy, the price of this transaction is really growing. So, and if you make transaction for 100 USD, the gas fee on Ethereum network can be up to 40 or 50 USD. We believe that this also would change in the future. Again, let me share one idea here. Even though the crypto is here for 8 or 10 years already, and you might think that there are such large players like Coinbase and Binance, crypto is in really early down of its life. So there would be a lot more new services, new implementations, and new solutions where crypto is used. these problems with network when it is really loaded and high fees, it would be solved with new blockchains or with the forks. So in future there wouldn't be such difficulties with crypto. Finally, I would mention the thing is that crypto is still not doesn't have a mass adoption at the moment, and every merchant has his roadmap, and they have a lot of things to do on their pipeline. And when you think, shall I integrate crypto solution for me, or I would better do some other thing which would help me to grow? The answer at the moment is not obvious. So you can spend some time to implement new solution to accept crypto, and your customers would not pay in crypto because maybe they would, but the percentage would be really low. And but I'm sure this is only the question of timing.
When do you think that crypto becomes more mainstream for consumers to buy with cryptocurrencies?
Actually, we have a clear vision here, and it is really in line with the roadmap that I've shared with you at the beginning, that first we should connect the crypto services with fiat infrastructure. When all the crypto services would be able to connect their customers' wallets with regular bank accounts, that would be a real boost in crypto adoption. The second thing is when large banks, and maybe not large banks, but a lot of small payment institutions, challenger banks and other would provide a really crypto solution. Not for example, Revolut were doing for 3 years when it was a fake crypto. You could buy crypto, but you could not withdraw it, for example. So they changed it. They launched a solution to withdraw crypto several months ago. But anyway, when the crypto in your bank account or in your app would be on the one screen with your bank account, and you can use this crypto in any way you want. So when you can withdraw it or you can receive external transaction. So that would also help mass adoption, and there would be a second great boost. And after these things are done, when crypto would be inside your app, and it would be the same easy for you to make a purchase with a bank transfer, for example, or Visa or MasterCard, or just with sending crypto, a lot of users would start to transact in crypto. Because in the end of the day, for merchants, accepting crypto is really better and really cheaper. So actually, this is the point that I forgot to mention when I was talking about advantages of crypto payments. The transaction is crypto is really cheaper than the same transactions on the Visa, MasterCard rails or bank transfers. Yeah, this is our vision.
Okay. So on the cost aspect and what it would cost a merchant to accept cryptocurrency, you're saying that maybe not today, but in the future, the cost of accepting that would be less than a typical, 2.9% that you'd pay to accept a MasterCard or Visa transaction. You think ultimately that becomes less than what they pay today?
I would say that I believe that the price for these transactions would be really near the zero, because when you receive transaction in crypto, and in conception, when you have your crypto account, you just have the inbound transaction, and you do not have to pay for it. So, and on the other side, it would be really cheap for you to convert this in fiat money. And if you do not convert it and use it in crypto, that would be for free for you.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the regulatory environment. You've mentioned a couple of times how banks and financial institutions are, I guess I'll use air quotes, somewhat against this concept. But from a regulatory and compliance perspective, what requirements are in place? Are there certain countries or regions of the world where they're really regulating this versus others? I know in the U.S., there's I guess, not a lot of regulations around the acceptance side. They're still putting regulations in place around, investing in it and what to expect. But can you talk about it kind of maybe on a global scale? What's the regulatory environment like?
Yeah, sure. So we should look at this thing as a process. So, and some countries are doing some progress in this process. Some countries are only considering to start. And some countries, I would say that really few countries have decided that it is easier not to deal with crypto. Those countries who made some progress here, these are several countries, actually. I would mention several European countries like Switzerland, Germany, Estonia, Lithuania, Malta, the UK. I would say, and I would a little bit argue with you, but the US is one of the pioneers in the crypto regulations, though you have to get around 50 money transmitter licenses to work all over the US, but still there are quite understandable and quite clear regulation of what you should do to provide your customers with crypto solution. And more interesting thing here is that in the US, there is an opportunity for a commercial bank to issue a stable coin linked to USD. So this is the question to the banks. So how fast they are in this process, but in terms of regulation, they are able to do it. And I see here a great impact on it. And I treat it as a great thing. So USD is the most popular fiat currency in the world. And I'm sure that they have an idea to provide stable coins that would be the most popular in the world, and they would also be linked to USD. So this is how I see it, and this is a great move. So yeah. In terms of delivering stable coins, I would say that the US is one of the pioneers.
Do you think the US is ahead of those countries you mentioned in Europe?
I would say that the US has a large market inside. I would say that there are no countries in the world with the same local market and with such good regulations. If we're discussing the regulatory environment for crypto business, countries like Switzerland or Estonia, the environment is easier and better. So it is easier for you to start the operations.
Okay. And, we've talked about this a little bit, but I want to make sure that we cover it, is the fact that we live in this global economy, and buying and selling across borders is, a huge global challenge. A lot of companies are trying to solve that challenge with different solutions. And you, through the company, feel like cryptocurrency is a great solution for that. Is there anything else you'd like to add about sort of that marketplace and how you guys play in it, or maybe, your sort of vision of where you think that's heading?
Though crypto is a great instrument for cross-border payments, the regulation for crypto would become local. So in 2, 3, 5, or 10 years, to operate with crypto in some countries, you would have to get the local license. So at the moment, actually, you can have the license for in Europe and work through this license globally. Not for US, for example, but for the most countries of the world. And in the future, it would be changing, and big markets would implement their own regulations, and crypto businesses would have to receive local licenses or search for local partners. This is point number one. The second point is that crypto is really great in the idea of a decentralized system, and it is really hard to control it. I'm not saying to monitor it, because one more step from our line is I was so sometimes I hear discussions that crypto is used for fraudsters, for illegal operations, and etc. So at the moment, if you're, for example, if you serving narco traffic, it is easier for you to have a fake company and open a bank account in, for example, Caribbean or in some other places. But you would not go in crypto because crypto is really transparent, and there are already companies on the market who have great valuations. They are already unicorns, and they would reach tens billions in valuation. So who help to monitor crypto operation, and you can find all the connections and all the flow of crypto that are moving to some. So, and in future, this would help to monitor all the transactions. So that means that crypto is not really anonymous. And those who think that crypto is the main thing for anonymous operation, I would say that crypto maybe today is considered with lack of KYC or something like this, but it is rapidly changing. So, and in a few years, I would say that most part of crypto operations would be anonymous, and that means that those who deal with crypto on the global stage, they would have to develop their monitoring operation, the AML procedures. And those who don't believe that this is the crucial thing, they would go out of the market.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't have it as a question, but it was in the back of my mind. You do hear a lot about paying with crypto and, how no one knows who it is and what they're doing. And I think that's a myth that you dispelled there. But we've covered a lot of ground on a lot of different aspects of cryptocurrency so far. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about related to, accepting cryptocurrency as a payment method before we wrap up the show?
I would only say that we all have to be open-minded and curious about new things. I would say that everyone should think several steps further, and crypto as a payment method, as a solution for your checkout would be the next thing. So maybe it is not the thing that you should implement this today, but in half a year, in 1 year or 2 years, this would be the thing that you must have. I would say that starting to discover this opportunity today is a really great thing to be on the market in the next few years.
Okay. Well, Peter, I appreciate you being on the show today. I know your time's very valuable, so thank you so much for all your insights. I mean, it was great to talk to someone who has so much knowledge about this space and building a company around it and has a great vision for the future. So thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for inviting, and thank you for listening to this. I hope this was really useful. So, and hope we'll see in the future.
Well, thank you so much again. And to all you listeners out there, I thank you for your time as well. And until the next story.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Leaders in Payments podcast. Make sure you visit our website at leadersinpayments.com, where you can subscribe to the show and where you'll find our show notes. If you enjoyed listening, please share on your social channels as well.